Alright, so we should be streaming now. Still says we're not, but I guess it takes a few seconds.
It takes like 30 seconds to begin.
Okay.
No, it's begun.
It's begun. Yes, it's
Yes.
working. Oh, it's warning me that I'm clipping my mic. I'll turn it down a little bit. Okay. Alright, so you want to talk about Minecraft, huh? We're still waiting for Aydin to show up.
Minecraft. Yeah, well, this will be a good thing while we wait for Aydin to finish a stream.
Yes, it's... All
So,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, here she is.
Yeah, how the fuck did you fuck that up so badly?
Because there were errors. Because when I made the broadcast initially, there were errors, and I thought it didn't make it because of that. And then I checked, and it made 2 broadcasts. And I'm like, great, YouTube, you make no sense. But what else is new, right?
Yeah.
So they're streaming. They're still going.
Look, it's a stream of consciousness free.
If this
Yeah, it is.
Of course they're gonna keep going.
And they're doing the Colbert clip. That's probably gonna get themselves copyright struck.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. So...
That's just the way everything is.
So, since we're just bullshitting, you wanted to talk about Minecraft for a bit because you were kind of irritated.
Yeah,
the state of gaming.
everything. The state of gaming. Nintendo has become the only good company left. Fucking Nintendo.
Yeah, because...
Also, like,
I think
rare indie development.
I think Microsoft is making some decent moves, but
I don't trust Microsoft. It's Microsoft. The people that have hired being Mojang and Bethesda.
They were smart.
Fucking Bethesda.
Yeah.
You
know what? I don't even mind that
you're not getting your money back.
Yeah, I don't even mind that their old games were broken, but they were fun. That's much more important. Like Oblivion.
Yeah, they were fun.
A lot of people have very controversial opinions when it comes to Oblivion, but I don't know about you. I thought it was fun, and it was it was very, very much pushing the limits of technical capabilities when it came out. Despite the fact that it used the Game Bro engine for the character generation, that was something that they had to do because they didn't have enough time to finish that aspect of the game. But I'd say that otherwise, it pushes the technical capabilities very hard. If you try to use just any old video card to run Oblivion, like within a few years after its release, and it doesn't, and the game doesn't have specific shaders for that GPU, performance is terrible. So it was very difficult to play on like Radeon 2000 series graphics cards because it didn't have dedicated shaders for them. We're talking about GPUs from 2006.
This is the thing is that doesn't matter. Like the old games don't matter right now to what's currently going on.
Yeah, they don't because
what matters at the moment is
I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point that vanilla releases
you can
of
have
games
fun.
Used to be good.
Yeah, not even vanilla. Like the mod. If you need mods to play the game, you haven't done well.
Yeah, that's true. Because if your vanilla content is bad, you released a bad game. This is what they need to get through their fucking heads.
This is the issue with Fallout 4.
Yeah, entirely.
Minecraft. I'll even say a lot of the more AAA games that what's been released in the last 5 years
and I will
have
continue.
been suffering from that problem. Three gets even worse. Do you want to know the only games currently that require just anything of like added stuff to them? It's Nintendo games. Because every game Nintendo has released so far, everyone wants more stuff. Because it's like it works. Because the game works.
Yeah.
Which is good. They want more they want bigger temples in Breath of the Wild. Like, inbuilt ones for it. They want more tracks on Mario Kart. They want to play Mario Odyssey level.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how Mario Maker, how popular that is still?
Mario Maker?
Like,
I imagine hugely.
Mario Maker, yeah, like, it's still popular. Like, people still make courses to this day. In the first one.
what amazes me about Nintendo and their relationship to in people's heads compared to other games that attempt to do the same sort of things, they have such a longer lifespan. And I don't think it's just because they're fun. It's because they have a good reputation. And
Yes.
people sometimes want to come back to things that they haven't done for a while and do them again because there's maybe some more fun to be wrung out of the game. But it seems like other ecosystems are so saturated with games that there's really very little desire to do so. And this has come this is something that I do a lot too. Like, I go back to old games that I played when I was younger a lot, because I have great memories attached to them. But I'm realizing I'm such a Sony person that I'm realizing, like, that's a really uncommon thing for most people to do, unless it's Nintendo.
Like, the thing is free. When the game's actually, like, they feel good to play.
Yeah.
The story's good.
Mm-hmm.
Or are they simple enough that even kids can understand them, but they have good meanings? It's just told well.
Yeah.
This is the reason why, because everything's just become fucking nihilistic. And I mean nihilistic. Last of Us 2. That game should have made a lot of money.
It should have. Yeah.
It was derided as the worst game in the series. And the worst game...
there's
not the worst.
only
It was
two
the worst
games.
game in the 2 games.
But
also the worst game made by Naughty Dog until they released another Uncharted game.
Really? You think that... I never heard any bad reviews of the Lost World. Was it the Lost?
I just heard some bad reviews of the more recent.
That's weird, because I've played it myself. It's
mainly
great.
of the new female protagonist and antagonist.
They're not new characters.
Well, it's how they were written well. This is everything I've heard about. Like, I've just heard it was not written well in the slightest.
IGN gave it a very mediocre score, but I think that's the, elite critics being critical, per usual, of games that are, like, fun. Because it says 94% like this video game, Google users. It's literally Rotten Tomatoes, critics versus audience, I think. Because you know how game reviews are. If a game is even vaguely decent, they'll get decent scores.
It wasn't even IGN and stuff like that. It was just normal creators.
I really doubt that.
Who just said...
Because the audience rating is really high. I don't think... Because I played it myself, right? I think it fits in the other Uncharted
PS4.
games. Right. I played it myself. It's a great game. It's got great puzzles. It's got all the sort of things you'd want out of an Uncharted game. It has the same combat. It has a great plot, and it has two characters that get very little attention in the games that they're in. So Chloe is a side character that's been in just about all the other games.
And I just heard bad things about Furry.
And let's see, the black chick. She
I
was
wanna
one of the
keep going on
antagonists
this
in
point
Uncharted 4. And it's because she's not really a bad person. She was just an antagonist. That's it. So
I heard they were written as Mary Sue's, basically.
That's ridiculous. They're not. I don't understand.
That's what I heard.
I don't understand how they would say that, because one, they have flaws. They're very flawed characters. Two, they both have had a rough time of it in the last few games. And three, they come together out of a mutual need to improve their luck in life. Because Nadine, in particular, she lost her company to... Her father ran like a PMC, and they worked for the bad guy in Uncharted 4, and she really hated that. By the end, she basically calls off the contract because, she realizes the bad people are bad people and doesn't want to work with them anymore. That's the reason why she's willing to work with Chloe, for example.
I'm going to keep going down the thing of... Name a good game released recently that wasn't really, like, of... People going, like, yeah, Cyberpunk released in a bad state, but the stories in it are still decent.
Many people argue it's not,
to a degree.
Many people argue that the story is not great, but... I mean, it has issues, but... No, you're right, it's solid. I'll give it...
Like, the actual side content's actually pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
The main story, there's a bit of tism in there, but that's
Right. I think it's overall decent. People seem to like the characters that were put in there, especially Pan Am. people have
don't
said
play. Do not play as female V. Just don't. Like the model's fine. Like the models you can make in it are fine. The voice. The voice. But all just everything. Like York Kick. I don't know how to say his name.
What is this? The mobile game.
Nintendo. They know what they're doing.
Shutting down.
Because they're still making all this fun stuff. I can go back and play any of the games and just be happy.
Oh my god, I hate this.
I could I'm actually looking forward to Bayonetta.
Of course.
In fact, I've actually had some interesting. There's actually been some interesting news coming from that, by the way.
It's genuinely
they are
envious of Nintendo players.
Hold on. They said make it a little less sexual, a little less risque. If you know anything about Bayonetta, it is. But at the same time, they said make the Link costume more sexual.
So they want it to be sex positive, but not degenerate.
I don't know what the fuck they put into the game to make it a little less risque. Like, I don't know if they're adding full-on fucking nudity scenes, some bullshit. Like that.
So you're talking about this.
Or, what are you talking about?
Well, okay, I'm streaming it.
Yeah, I know, I'm looking at the, stream. It's 30 seconds behind.
It's okay, I'll put it in the chat. So, it says, like, Nintendo... Jesus Christ. Nintendo didn't ask Platinum to cover up Bayonetta nudity, Kamiya says. Fans bewitched. Her native angel mode is in response to Nintendo asking Platinum to cover up the titular witch. So, apparently, Nintendo didn't ask for this? The game's creator, Hideki Kamiya, took to Twitter to dispute the fan theories on the new mode that removes nudity from the game. If anything, Nintendo actually wanted her Link outfit in previous games to be more revealing. And that's very strange. Normally Nintendo isn't about that. They have a very
family audience and intention.
Yeah, they're usually very concerned about the Christian Western audiences, and they feel the need to censor things.
They just don't want nudity in the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
They want family friendly. It's not even like Christian or anything.
I'm not even sure what to say about that. It's like, how do you have family friendly and also have sexual themes?
This is Bayonetta. They have changed. Nintendo's changed. Let's just say that.
They've certainly changed.
There's a long story. It's a long story. The reason Nintendo does all that stuff, where it's a lot more family friendly, it can basically be described as, you know the works of Tolkien, right?
Yeah.
Would you show like Lord of the Rings to a young child, or read the books of like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings to a young child?
I would. I personally would, unless there's some reason why I shouldn't. Would you show? I hate to say this, but Game of Thrones or read Game of Thrones to a child? God, no.
Exactly. These are the two different things. Would you let a child, I don't know, play The Last of Us 2? Or would you prefer them to play The Legend of Zelda, where it's family-friendly?
And they were always right.
Family-friendly, like right. Jak and Daxter, where it's family-friendly, where like...
The first one, yeah.
Not where it's not like... Where it doesn't have like fucking nudity and hardcore gore and shit.
Yeah, the first one.
So you can... Where a guy can sit down, play the game in front of his kid... Like a teenager could just play a game in front of next to his like a younger brother, you know, his father and mother also in the room, and like everyone's fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the games Nintendo has made for like about fucking.
And there's nothing
30
wrong.
Years.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with the grittier Jak titles either. Once they're grown up a little bit, and I think that's where you've lost the
that's the thing. You can be gritty. Like it can be gritty, and like it can be a little edgy, but not like hardcore, like, not even hardcore, like, gore, like, extremely graphic things and all that sort of stuff.
I think the problem is that the video game industry has aged with its original clientele. Like, well, not original, because that wouldn't be fair, but the clientele of the 90s, and they've continued to grow with them instead of constantly trying to court new audiences. Nintendo has figured that out, and they've purposefully set a specific age for their audiences, which is kind of had an inverse problem in the United States, that you end up with a bunch of 30-plus-year-old adults playing games for children. Because the people who are our age are used to games catering to us for our entire lives. So we play the new console, and then we end up playing children's games, and they're great and all, but they make us look a little silly. It's almost as if we're supposed to put childish things away eventually, and it means that I don't own a Switch. That's kind of what that means. I have no problem with adult games.
Have you done the thing for you? The thing is, if I boot up like tomorrow, like after I'm done working, playing Breath of the Wild or something, I'll go through it, play it, and have fun. Because that's the thing, like, it's made to be fun for the entire family.
Yeah.
Like, you can get your mother to play it, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's the reason it's called family friendly.
Yeah,
because it's friendly to the family.
Yeah, I don't have
and the stories can actually be really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not even like Sir Gawain and the Green Knight can be considered a children's story.
Yeah.
It still has good meaning. It's a good story to this day. The Hobbit is a children's book.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't feel weird as an adult watching the movies or reading the book, because it doesn't feel infantilizing either. It's certainly the themes are yes, universal, family friendly, and relevant to all ages. I mean, I don't want to read a children's book in my private time.
How's it going, guys?
Hello. Oh, hey, Cardinal! There you are.
Alright, what's your opinion on Nintendo?
Nintendo's based.
They are.
Like, I mean, they stay true to their craft. They stay true to their art. They're not here. They're a company. Yeah, they like money, but they're clearly artists at heart. They have their own aesthetic that they cling to, and they're wholesome as hell. Good lord. Zelda and Mario, like, can you top that? No.
No, not really.
You really can't. So, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear. I don't know if you can hear, but I have kids screaming in the bathtub. So,
based and super.
Forgive me if we're live, but I'm.
Dude, it's fine.
That's okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yiz just does that as like a joke to play on Academic Agent. Because whenever he hears sounds, he's like, I must isolate.
No, I just need you all to know that I am currently walking around the house with my headset, and things are happening. So, but yes, Nintendo is based. Actually, my daughter, my 12-year-old, no, she's 13 now. God help me.
Your thought.
Yeah, I know. And she's gotten into Witcher 3. And I'm having a moment of pride because I didn't know she was ready for games like that yet. Because your team gives you a lip, they drag their feet, they show reluctance on everything, and then they're doing shit like Witcher 3, and you're just like, I'm a grown-ass adult, and I consider this like my version of entertainment. And there she is, like, mastering controls. I'm like, okay, cool. Good to know. So yeah. I had a proud dad moment.
I will say, like, they will play grown-up games to feel older, but as soon as, like, you leave the teenage years, you just go, wow, I really just want to play something fun and nice, and what isn't nihilistic as well.
Oh, do you know what I'm playing right now on my laptop?
Go on.
Hollow Knight.
Oh, really?
I don't remember Hollow Knight.
I love Hollow Knight.
No. Hollow Knight is new. It's new-ish. And it's They have created a new genre on Steam called Metroidvania.
Oh, the Hollow Knight. Right now, I remember it.
Yeah, it's just a cute little game where you hack and slash things on like a 2D like spanner world, and it gets simple at first, and then because there's an actual story and lore behind it, because you go into grind mode, and then you realize, oh shit, holy shit, there's a story, and then it gets complicated, and then it gets annoying.
Mm.
So it's like it's kind of nostalgic, but it's simple and cute.
Yes. What I advocate
So
for.
no, yeah, I'm not playing like I got sick of Skyrim. I didn't want to play it anymore. I'm like, eh.
I agree. Like, the only other games I can think of before I get to games that bring me pain of late has been, like, Kingdom Come Deliverance, weirdly a Final Fantasy game, the Metro Exodus release, well, how it came out.
Mm-hmm.
You said it
And,
caught us in pain? Because
bloody hell, what else is there?
I think, because I love Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's so realistic. I love that it really pushes the realism to the absolute limit. The graphics are fantastic. It's got an aesthetic that, man, makes me feel good.
Yes, because it's just made well.
It's weird how it, like...
And by people who love the history of their people and country as well.
It gives me
good.
odd feelings that are like a combination of playing Oblivion and the old Baldur's Gate games, where like you open up the pause menu and then there's your character sitting in a window, and then you have the inventory on the left, and it's all got the weird old fonts and shit. It's great.
Yes. It is a very good game. Oh, they made a new game. Wait, no, that's actually old. Oh, I didn't realize that one.
Yeah. I wish they got more limelight, because they do great work. The only limelight they ever seemed to got was like, why are there no black people in this game? Like, it's 1403,
Oh
man.
my god.
It's 1403 in Bohemian lands. In what
Yeah.
is today the Czech Republic. Come on. There's not gonna be any white people there. There aren't any white people there now. I mean, there aren't any black people there now.
I wouldn't even call Bohemia white. I wouldn't even call them human.
I don't know.
Like,
Okay, you said Bohemian, I just instantly my head rang Galileo.
like Bannerlord 2. Like, that's an indie game as well. Like, that. I'm also looking for my thing.
I don't know.
Like, Stardew Valley, the game has flaws and it has problems, but
It sounds wonderful, though.
it's a little farming game, that's all it is. And if you play it like that's fine. Just, it gets a bit weird when you start to actually pay attention to the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was loud, I imagine. I'm just gonna play it in the background. Steam did something very weird. Normally when you're logged in the client, it starts videos as muted, but for some reason in browser it starts
It
out
didn't
as,
this time?
Yeah, in the browser it doesn't. It's like 80% volume.
Alright.
So I just wanted to show people content while we were talking about it.
Yeah. Basically, like, Bannerlord, all those type of games, like, they're fun. But they weren't made by Bethesda, Mojang, all those other ones. They weren't made by Naughty Dog.
Yeah, it's just yet another industry that's beset with corporations taking control of everything, and the little guy being regulated out of existence.
And then you have Nintendo.
Yeah.
Doing stuff similar to this.
And bless Steam's heart. They're trying to prop up these people best they can.
Yeah. And then all you have left is basically Steam, GOG, and Nintendo to get stuff from.
Yeah.
Because at least with Cyberpunk, it's fine.
Yes.
Like it's fine. Like that's the worst thing you can say about it. It's fine.
Right. And if anyone's wondering why we're not talking about Epic Games, it's because, well, they put communist propaganda in Fortnite. And they're continuing to remove games from Steam. Like they removed that, what was it, Fall Guys. They removed Fall
Rocket
Guys.
League and all that.
Yeah, they removed Rocket League and Fall Guys from Steam.
And,
Which is a shame.
what do I call you exactly?
It's a shame because they actually had some unique items that were available in the Steam store for the Steam release that are now unobtainable.
Also, Furry, we don't mention Epic because Epic's just terrible.
But yeah, they're definitely not
Like,
engaging
it's not even a good launcher.
Big shock. A bunch of communists don't know anything about how to protect consumers.
It's not even like a good launcher. Like, it's not even like communism or anything. It's just they didn't make a fucking good launcher. They didn't make a good store. They didn't do anything right.
Yeah. It's a little too focused on being minimalist.
I don't even think it still has a cast. Like, nowadays, if you make something, you have to make sure it has everything required. Because it's not, like, 2008.
Mm-hmm. I need to pick up No Man's Sky. I still don't have it. But the price never goes down.
No Man's Sky's fine.
I'm sitting here realizing that I'm such a nostalgia gamer.
You are.
I'm sitting here.
I've been restraining myself.
I'm sitting here like going over my list, and I have Limbo. Has anyone played Limbo?
I've played Limbo.
No.
The one with the little, the side scroller with the little boy and the spider. Yeah, I remember Limbo. I remember when Limbo was new, and I thought, oh, that's nice. Doesn't seem very groundbreaking, but it's nice.
Yeah, and then Vampire Bloodlines.
Vampire Bloodlines.
It's on the list. At some point.
Oh.
Wait, what is on the list?
Vampire Bloodlines.
The Masquerade?
What is... Yes, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
To get.
Oh, to get. Okay.
I don't have it, but sure. Let's not do that. I'll do that off stream.
Oh, and it's even better. Do you know what a genre has actually recently exploded recently?
Which one?
In renewed popularity? Boomer shooters.
Boomer shooters.
Boomer shooters.
Oh, you mean like crafted after Doom?
Just Doom, Wolfenstein,
Very interesting.
Blood, all those type of games, like that sort of stuff.
You know what?
I got. Oh, go on.
I got Wolfenstein thinking that it was one of the older games where the character actually had like occult magic, and I get Wolfenstein and it's just a normal first person shooter. I'm like, ew. Like I wanted something cool, and I got.
That's interesting.
Jump. Yeah, like one of the older versions.
That's probably for the
I think
best.
it was. I think it was Colossus. Okay, look. This is one of the newer Wolfensteins that came out. But I thought, based on one of the older games, that it would still have some of the old mechanics and story.
No, it was a complete reboot.
It was a complete reboot, and it's stupid. Like, it's bland. Like, where's the old Nazi occult bullshit story where you could, like, blast Nazis with magic and shit while, like, going, like, aiming down the barrel? I'm like, holy, like, it was...
Magical Jewish nonsense! Instead. I'm not even kidding, but so the actual plot of Wolfenstein currently is a bunch of magical Jews back in the past tried to become close to God by making things. Now that sounds cool, but if they actually included, like, I don't know, German and Nordic occult bullshit, what is like more prominent than like the weird Jewish stuff they added into it. Basically, they made things, and it was just a little bit boring.
Yeah,
and, like,
so
it just wasn't fun.
So here I am getting sucked into the old lore of this, pretty kick-ass franchise, to find out that the reboot is complete bland as shit, and it's just like, what is this? Why did you do this?
Yeah, it always makes me sad when a game gets rebooted, and it's just they completely forget what made it so charming in the first place. You know what? You know a reboot. You know a remake that was really well done. The Spyro and the Crash games. They were done very well. Toys for Bob knows what they're doing.
Okay.
They don't. Not only do they have PlayStation releases, they're also on Steam, which I thought, wow, that's great because those have never been on
good.
Steam.
And you don't expect Nintendo to ever go to Steam. Like that's
you're right.
I'll be honest. It is beneath them. They should never do it.
It is beneath them because they have they have such great engagement
Hello,
on their own. Oh, hey, Aydin.
Sorry, I'm a little late.
Hey,
That's fine.
hello.
We're just talking about retro games.
How do you all do?
We do
I'm
good.
doing well.
I
yes,
have screaming children in the tub, and I'm
What?
eating a keto. I said I have screaming children in the tub.
Oh,
They are being
I thought you
Drown all
said
the children,
you were
drown all the
screaming
children.
children in the tub.
no,
Channel the
no.
children. Channel the
No,
children.
no,
I would like
no,
you
no.
to stop that immediately.
This is not an Elsa video.
Oh no!
Um,
Oh no!
Right. Well, we just finished my stream, of course. I managed to get through about a third of all the topics I had on the list, but that's fine. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
It's not one of those videos.
So,
No,
Aiden, I have
Yeah?
a question for you.
Mhm.
What is your opinion on the Wolfenstein games that were released more recently?
The more recent ones, I haven't
is really
played any
cool.
of the more recent Wolfenstein games. So,
Okay.
How aware
haven't
are you of
either.
the story of them?
okay. I
Not
got
at all.
suckered. I was just telling them how I was suckered into buying one of the new Wolfenstein games because I had read up on one of the older Wolfenstein gameplay
Check to see if I have any.
synopsis with like the Nazi occult stuff and like the magic using.
Oh, I do have them.
And so I bought this Wolfenstein game. I think this should be pretty cool, pretty badass. No, it's just a regular first-person shooter. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? What, like, why would you drop one of the coolest aspects of this franchise? The fuck is wrong with you?
yeah. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't seen that shit. Like,
They basically, instead of having the older Wolfenstein stuff, went for, not historical stuff of, hey, let's have magical Jews who created all this hyper-advanced technology, and let's have the Nazis find it. Or something like that. And then let's have them win the war. And then the only people left fighting back isn't like the US, the UK still fighting back, parts of the former empire, because if the UK falls, like, what's left of it, the king in exile and all that sort of stuff will probably be the king will probably be the queen at the moment. Actual, fun things. No, they just win. Completely and utterly by dropping the atomic bomb on the US. And then you have to side with black supremacists and communists
Yeah.
in the US.
Yeah.
That's the
Which
entire plot of the new Wolfenstein game.
didn't
Jesus
really
Christ.
exist.
I mean, I don't know about that. I just happened to see this. Speaking of fat fucking commies, I'll just post this in the chat. Like, what the fuck? I don't understand these people. I really don't.
Is this a...
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no, not that.
Oh, have you seen this before? I didn't see it till just like a second ago. Is this King of the Hill gay art?
Yeah. It is.
Yes.
Oh, I truly can't comprehend like, how far we've fallen as a civilization.
I think it's happening because the reboot's coming.
It says, okay,
But we know for a fact that
Joseph.
he's not with.
Yeah.
He's with what's her name? The
Joseph,
The
yeah. Do I ever say
Indian
anything
chick.
during sex that offends you? What? Has any of my dirty talk ever been upsetting instead of sexy? Nah. Does it offend you when I talk about how much I like your gut?
yeah.
Nah, I'm not offended. I like my gut. I like
Oh
my
no, we
gut
lost
too.
Cardinal.
Well, I'm offended.
I'm
Are my
offended.
loud boyfriends talking while I'm trying to sleep? Well, I guess I'll just stop being a Karen boyfriend, and now I will fill this bed with farts. Ew, Bobby. Whatever, your farts just warm up the bed. Ha ha ha, they all laugh together. I hate it. I hate it. I really...
This
really
hits too
hate it.
close to home. It really does.
No, oh, okay, what does it hit too close to home? Because let's be real. People fart in the bed.
No,
But
it's not the
that's
farting that
weird.
hits close. I know people.
Oh, what hits
who,
close?
I know people who made the mistake of going poly.
Oh, I see. I didn't know about that part.
I'm trying to save
just
my
saying, like-
degenerate people in my
Well,
life.
Look, if you're married, people fart in the bed, okay?
Oh
Bill
God,
likes
I don't
to
care
do
about
it.
the farting.
No, well, Bill does that to torture me. I understand.
As he should.
Understandable. Yeah, just to fuck with me. Understandable amount of torture. In fact, he will literally come downstairs. So my right now, my place that I'm working is downstairs. He will come down here with a fart in his butt, fart, and leave, and just to torture me, you know. And I think that that's a normal male-female relationship, to be honest. If we're completely real. I mean, tell me
Probably.
if you guys agree or disagree, but
I've never dared do it around my girlfriend. Never.
No, you don't see. The problem is, it's the people who made the artwork and made all this stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, this is all fucking
And I'm just
weird.
posting
Yeah.
the comments
And I am
on that
so
Twitter
not showing
post.
it on stream. That is too
Yeah.
explicit.
There-
But
There's also
I
one
was,
of
I was just
Chris
actually
and
asking for
Bart.
validation of is that a normal thing? Because I think it's
the farting?
normal. For him to literally save a toot and come down here, fart and leave, like just to fuck
There's
with
that.
me.
It's
All things
fine.
ideal,
It can be
yes.
used as a joke and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a
But
joke.
the issue
It's
was the
fine.
rest of it, though, around
Yeah.
it.
Wait,
Yeah.
No,
well,
it's
what's the rest of it? Because I had to log off.
It's also not anything sexual.
Oh,
Just like he does it. He
The
does
Dutch
it to
oven
upset
thing.
me. Yeah, he does it to upset
Oh.
me and make me feel upset. So then I have to sit here in a room full of his fart, and it's that's just what he does. I think that's fairly normal for males. I don't know, not all males, but I think it's fairly normal to like be like, oh, hello, lady, who I love. I would like to ruin your day for like 5 minutes by forcing you to have to sit in my fucking gas cloud. And I think that's normal, but I don't know.
I don't know how common it really is. It sounds like something that it definitely sounds like something I would do if I had a really close relationship with someone.
I mean, yeah, if you're really close to somebody, that's the thing that I think people don't necessarily know is
But-
that like
I don't know. My girlfriend she's too German. She was too German and was like not into
I
that.
thought the
sort of
Germans
thing.
were all into that shit. I thought the Germans were all into
Oh, they're
that stuff.
oh, she's. I don't
Oh,
want to
my
talk too much.
Scheiße. Oh, yeah.
Oh no. No, she
No,
had a very
I'm-
strong disgust
I'm
response.
trying to
She
ruin your
can do it.
girlfriend. And no, okay, so I also am a person, to just be clear, I think farts are very funny. So I
Yeah.
know that he knows that I think they're very funny.
Right, as you were
so I think
discussing
that's why he doesn't.
on your
Yeah.
stream, that you are a genuine tomboy and she wasn't. So I can
Oh
see
yeah, I
that
think
it
farts
just-
are hilarious.
Yeah.
They make me laugh every time. I still don't want him to come in here and fart, but when he does it, it makes me laugh really hard.
Oh my god. If we're going to go down that road, then I just got over an intestinal thing the other day and I had sick farts. You know what I mean? When they smell
Well, if you have, I
particularly
would
bad.
suggest if he had a sick fart, I would suggest he not come down here and do that. But
Yeah, because that's how you get someone else sick.
or just because it's gross. Like if it's actually like
It's an absolute. It's
you know.
actually disgusting.
Yeah, if it's just like a normal fart, I don't really care. Now, I just bought the no, I just bought the audiobook of my favorite comedian, Tom Segura.
Amazing
And
content.
one of the things that he talks about in his audio. No, I put on the audiobook. I got 5 minutes through it, and I had to pause it. And I was like, put it on so I could work while listening to an audiobook, you know. And I was like, I can't. There's no way I can work while listening to this. It's way too funny. It's so fucking funny that there's no way I'll be able to like sit and listen to this. And it's him talking about his dad and his dad's obsession with shit. Literal like obsession with shit. His dad loved to talk about shit. Did he have a weird hang up? Well,
is it like Aaron Hansen, I love shitting?
It's that, according to Tom, now his father passed away last year. And I have to say, I've been listening to Your Mom's House podcast, the podcast that Tom Segura runs, for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I have heard all of this stuff. And his dad just seems to genuinely love poop stuff, you know? He just loves it. He thinks it's really funny.
I guess so.
I don't have a better way of describing it.
It's something I might casually chuckle at, but like once you do more than one poop joke, you kind of pushing it.
I agree. But this guy, he's like, but his jokes are like extreme. The one of the major jokes about Tom's dad is the Orlando airport story. And the Orlando airport story is that Tom's dad had to go take a dump really bad, and he shit his pants in the Orlando airport and then threw his underwear away in a garbage can, essentially. Now, it's really funny if you hear him tell it, but it's also really grotesque, you know? So, that depends on who you are. Now, you know, R.I.P. and peace, Top Dog. He was a really funny guy. But I don't really get that of being like, hey, Tommy, I'm going to tell you, I was in the Orlando airport once and I shit my pants. And I was like, what the fuck? He just tells his son about, like, every bowel movement he's ever had. And that I do find to be truly fucking weird.
Yeah, it is a little odd because if you're too honest about that sort of thing, it kind of hurts it destroys the sense of respect that people have for you.
It's weird even with your family. Like, my mom's side of the family are very open about bowel movement stuff, you know what I mean? Whereas my dad's side of the family is like, no, you don't tell anybody about that stuff, you know what I mean? So.
I can definitely see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that being a thing that you would just make a strict rule on. Because, yeah, again, you'd have trouble respecting people. It is gross.
Yes, it is gross, and it's funny, but it's...
Depending on the sort of relationship really you have with your, like, family, it might be permissible if you're trying to... I kind of see that being useful in a situation that, like, maybe your son is like had something very, very embarrassing happen to them, and you try to tell him, well, it's okay. It's embarrassing things happen to everyone, even the people you respect. Like, I shit my pants in the airport. Like,
according to Tommy, what would happen is that he would literally just be like, he'd pick up the phone and be like, all right, so I was taking a dump the other day. And he would just, I feel like I fell into...
As a sort of transition. Oh, God.
Iago. Yeah, he would just, like, literally, he wouldn't even have, like, hello, Tom, it's Dad. He would just pick up the phone and then immediately start talking about his shit. And that is, I do believe, quite weird. It's really funny to listen to.
It's like Howard Stern kind of humor, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is. And... again, I've been listening to that podcast for 10 years, but it's also really bizarre in terms of a more meta, like, societal context or understanding of things. Like, what the fuck is weird? I know you grew up in California. Your dad really would just call you up and be like, hey, buddy, so let me tell you about my poop this morning. I'm like, okay, well, that's maybe not a good thing. You know what I mean? It's funny as shit, but it's also weird.
It says something about our fall. It says something about how entropy eventually determines what people talk about if there's no sort of rules in place. Rules are needed for all relationships.
Funny as hell.
Yeah, it's funny as hell
to listen to it. But it's also why is it funny? Because it's weird. That's why it's funny. Because you're like, whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
What? Your dad calls you up to tell you about his shit? Like, that's so fucking bizarre.
Sounds like something my dad would do.
Yeah.
My
dad, not in a million years. My mom, yeah, but my dad, not in a million years.
Yeah. First of all, it's a comedy sketch. I mean,
it's a comedy. Yeah, it's meant to be funny, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
and I don't know.
Make a comedian, I suppose.
I don't think it works unless it is, because I think even in the sense of like your dad calling you up and saying that's a comedy sketch.
It's weird, right? Yeah, it's super bizarre to me. I mean, like, my dad and I have a lot of humor that we share, and by that I mean it's mostly albums from the 70s, from Firesign Theater. That when my parents got divorced, well, my dad lived 7 hours away, so every other weekend, my dad drove to pick me up and then drove back. So a total of like a 13 to 14 hour drive to and from, right?
Mhm.
And we would just listen to these comedy albums over and over to the point where, and he did that when he was a kid because they're from the 70s. We listened to them to the point where I can recite in these entire albums by heart. They are astonishingly predictive, I would say. These people making fun of government and making fun of... These are hippies making fun of politics in the 70s. Had no idea how incredibly predictive their comedy would be. I spoke to... There's only one of the members who's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to him a couple years ago, and I asked him if it was okay if I used his stuff. He's like, yeah, of course. Now, YouTube doesn't see it the same way because, of course, like, even though I got permission from the literal only surviving member of the group, you know, YouTube still sees the content and goes, well, that's copyrighted. But that being said, this guy who's, I'm going to be completely honest, I'm sure despises Donald Trump, hates, you know, conservatism. When he saw an email from me being like, hello, I'm a 29-year-old woman, and I've been listening to your stuff since I was 10, can I use your content? He was like, yeah, obviously. It must have been kind of cool to him, I suppose, on some level, right? It's still super
Yeah.
fun.
It's God, it makes me realize how.
I mean,
old we're
I'd
getting.
love to show it to you guys. I'd love to show it to you guys, but it's...
Yeah. You played a lot of it
kinda...
in Cabal once, or was it on
Yes,
your server?
I know it was in Cabal. I played one whole album.
Not
It's
really.
Firesign Theater.
I get it. It's very surreal. You kind of have to let it happen.
You have to just sit there and listen to it, and you have to listen to it multiple times. And I know it's not for everybody, but the group is called Firesign Theater. If you've never heard of them, as in Firesign Theater. Theater is spelled with an E at the end.
It was particularly strange because I was playing Rise of the Tomb Raider when I was listening to it.
Yeah,
That was a weird combination.
they're very different in terms of their humor. However, they predicted modern computers in the 70s. They predicted the mass way that social media would control people's minds and what they could see and what they could experience. They predicted all of this on accident as a bunch of really high hippies in the 70s. And it's, to me, that part's astonishing. And why I use so much of their content when I'm allowed to, or when I'm able to, is because, holy shit, how'd they figure this out 50 years ago, 60 years ago? Well, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because in comedy, you're allowed to explore ideas that no one else is supposed to think.
Oh, yeah.
And you do that enough, and you're gonna land on a bullseye more than you feel comfortable with.
I that's correct, yeah.
And I know this is like off the wall though, and I've been like looking at Google 3D while we've been talking. I'm really interested in this. This is really interesting. Samsung has announced that they've developed this new FinFET technology that's supposed to fix the problem that FinFET technology has had for the longest time, where that
What technology is that, by the way?
This is 3D gating in semiconductors. Now, planar FET technologies have been around since like 2013. Intel put them into Haswell, and FinFET's been in frickin' everything for a long time. It's like Samsung's normal, like, the process for making electronics, where they have you have a gate that rises up out of the wafer itself, and then it takes advantage of the fact that it has space up there in order to get the thickness it wants while taking up less space. And they've developed this new nanosheet technology that fixes the problem of like electron loss through the gate, because the problem it was very power intensive, and because it required so much power in order to get the results that it was going for, it really limited the sort of performance it was capable of, limited clock speed, etc. And they claim to have finally solved that, which means we're going to get CPUs very soon that exceed 6 gigahertz. This is going to be great. This is amazing.
If it actually works, yeah, that'd be awesome.
If it works, because they're claiming that they got to do it at 3 nanometer to make it work, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking that like TSMC wants more. It's probably going to want to get more out of the 4 and 5 nanometer processes. So this might be a few years down the line, but still very impressive.
Well, speaking of comedy, has anyone watched the old Dean Martin celebrity roasts?
I have not.
I watched the old Comedy Central roasts.
No, go to the original Dean Martin celebrity roasts from, like, my God, when were they? Like 50s, 60s, I want to say. And good God.
Oh my God.
You could not say anything these guys are saying, and you have I'm wrong. Maybe it's like 60s, 70s era. I'm
streaming it right now,
and it's literally Dean Martin, Sinatra, Sammy Davis, Joey Bishop. They've got Orson Welles up there. They've got what's his name?
Wow, that is
old
crazy.
comedian.
Look at this
Milton
scale,
Berle.
man.
His name is Milton Berle.
We used to be a real country.
Yeah.
Look at that!
But
look at the chandeliers.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Betty
White
Las
is the
Vegas.
fucking woman of the hour. Oh my God!
Who?
Betty White.
Yeah. They had Betty White. They had Lucille Ball. They had Jimmy Stewart.
Good stuff.
They oh my God, the funniest one was one of the funniest was Sammy Davis Jr. My God.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy Walker.
Gee, she was always old.
Foster Brooke.
Oh my gosh, Foster.
Also,
Orson
Curry, if you're
Welles.
trying to show us something, and if you want something on the screen, you may want to stream it to us. Instead of just having it streamed exclusively on the
all right.
YouTube thing.
I'll share my screen.
And hello, Yiz.
Yeah, hello, Liz.
Is this here?
Yeah, she's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Yiz.
Alright, so I'm streaming it in Discord now.
Oh, hey, Yiz, what's up?
There's no... So you should have audio as well.
I didn't know.
Oh, wait, I've muted. Tell me if it's loud enough.
Me?
Should be more. Yeah, there's
Tonight, we're all gathered at the beautiful MGM Hotel in Las
more.
Vegas
Jesus.
to honor the star of the Betty White show, Miss Betty White. I look forward to being
Rip.
part of this glowing tribute.
R.I.P. and
And about 3 this afternoon, I got a good
That's a very
start
old 4chan joke at this point. They have frickin' Orson Welles there. It's amazing.
Betty played the part of
Yeah,
Sue
crazy.
Ann, who tried to make it with every guy in the newsroom.
I
But
feel like I'm
the
watching an
truth of
old
it is,
SNL skit.
She's a swinger in real
Yeah.
life. She's so desperate the other day at the studio, the security
Okay,
guard
good to hear
caught
that
her giving out Hershey bars to
volume is
the
good.
Osmond brothers.
What are you doing, Chicken?
I feel sorry for her husband, Alan. He's pretty square, you know. When Betty was first dating him, she'd pretend she was shy. She'd always say, "I can't make love with the lights on.
I'm back.
Could you please close the
Okay.
car door?"
Hello.
Here he is, a beautiful guy.
Also, I would be careful, Free, YouTube and stuff.
It's on YouTube. They're okay with it. Clearly. As long as we talk about it and it's transformative, it's
Thank you
fine.
very much, ladies and gentlemen. The last time I was here, I was.
It doesn't matter at all.
Betty.
Especially for nobody
All the
like me.
videos that I get in trouble for are
I
on
tell you.
YouTube.
Wait till you see the party Dean throws after the show. Now, for me, he had all my friends, 2 bartenders, the Guy Lombardo Orchestra, a couple of girls from Hallelujah Hollywood, and that was just in the taxicab.
Yeah, besides, this is like
All I know
so
about
old
Betty
that
is
they
what I'm
wouldn't
learning
care
here this
about it.
evening. I know she's crazy about
Yeah.
You'll be
piano. In fact,
surprised.
John
They do,
Hillman
they do.
knew that. You see, Betty went to
That's the
one of
reason
John's
I'm
parties
being
during dinner, she
careful.
spayed
I wouldn't
Hooters'
watch
animal
the
crackers.
entire thing.
Right. The point was just to
Because
show what I
this
was on
is-
stream, to sort of like get an idea of it.
If I were Grizzly
The
Adams, I
topics
could say
tend to
nobody wants to sit
jump
next
around a
to me
lot,
on
so
TV with a
I
bear
would be
for 6
shocked if
months.
I
So
showed
what?
even 10
Betty
minutes
White's
of
been
this.
sleeping 15 years with a turkey.
What's the fucking beard?
Friends, in the words of Phyllis Diller, who once said to Betty,
Well, here's something
Betty, she
actually.
said, "Beware
Well,
of
it's such
cheap faces.
fun stuff.
I had one in
Yeah.
Teflon.
I've been
Now my
reading
makeup
things.
keeps sliding
Yeah, you
off."
have been doing a lot of reading.
Aiden, how familiar are you with the Arthurian legend? And I believe Cardinal's also here. Yep,
Oh.
Cardinal. What do you think of the Arthurian legend books? The Legend of Arthur.
Wait, what?
I don't know anything, honestly.
Wait, what books?
Arthurian legend.
Story of King Arthur.
Oh, as in the
Perfect chance for me to
as in
cover something else.
the Merlin series that was put up on, I don't know what.
It's part of that. There's a lot of fan fiction and created content for it. It's really,
I see.
really good. Just you have to do one thing in particular. If you find something that
Okay.
sounds like it's written by the French, stop reading it immediately. There's actually a reason for that, because the French cannot write to save their lives. Also, they have a bad habit of every single time they write a story about it, it's always about promiscuity and sexual deviancy.
Yeah, well, the French's proudest author was the Marquis, so it is what it is.
Yes.
So when that's really your greatest hit as a nation, and everyone else turns in and goes, really, and then starts burning the book, you gotta wonder, maybe we should put it down,
The smell of something is violating.
Oh, it gets even better. So,
It gets even better.
yeah. Basically, England creates a character, Sir Gawain. One of the nicest, best characters to exist.
Okay.
The French create Lancelot. A guy who basically wants to fuck Guinevere. That's it. Because the French have the idea of courtly love, where they all go around and have sex with each other, swinger parties and all that.
Now, I distinctly remember this being a Monty Python sketch where they find the degenerate nunnery. Why is the French ripping off the English yet again? Why?
Oh no, this is ancient. This is long before that.
Oh, okay.
It was more of a
I speak
joke
out of
of...
turn then.
It's more of a joke that the French are just a bunch of degenerates.
I thought it was funnier
true.
when if they were ripping off Monty Python, but
No, this is just French history. It's quite sad to read.
Mm.
Outside of when they start dying in wolf attacks, then it's immensely funny.
Well, either wolf attacks or getting raped and pillaged by the Vikings. That's that was a good chapter in French history.
Yes.
Yiz is getting all like is kvetching about like the typing. Yeah, we all have. Yes, I have cherry blues. It's gonna happen.
Why do you people like noisy keyboards? Seriously?
It helps while typing.
You know what?
There-
It is specifically a God-given mandate to annoy Yiz.
Look, it's mechanic.
I would agree.
Nice. I just realized I'm giving 10 quid a month to Humble Bundle for what?
Did
hang on, I'll do
did
that.
you subscribe to their monthly bundle?
I guess so. I don't know what I'm.
You
I
should
haven't gotten
you
anything.
should have
from
a
it.
mountain of keys then.
I guess so. Guess who's gonna get all those keys? All my subscribers. Spirit back. I gotta pee.
Oh, I see. I did use conventional. I thought it was just like a Jewish word for like getting like angsty and annoyed and shit. Uh-oh, I'm getting a copyright notice.
Yes, I think we all know why.
Yeah, we know why.
Wait, so who got a copyright notice? And is
I
it,
did.
or is it
I am
related to
streaming.
this? Oh, okay.
Are you
All right.
fucking
No.
retard?
Yeah. There you go.
Alright. I'm
There
gonna
you
go
go.
lay down.
Really?
because I'm now very tired.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, I've just
that is
gone
brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal.
Tired.
I didn't even show 4 minutes of that.
Like that's our current stream unavailable.
Yep, that's our current stream. Unavailable. We're fucked.
How rude.
Hurry, there's a reason I said don't.
Come on. I use
It's
less...
YouTube.
But the point was is that it was
It's-
going to jump around so that it didn't wouldn't trigger.
Hurry, it's YouTube. You have to be very specific, and you just kept it playing with sound
I
and everything.
played a YouTube video that is allowed to exist.
Free! That's not the free. The thing is, all YouTube videos
It wasn't
have
even
copyright
from...
holders.
So, what? Is it from the person who uploaded the video?
No, it's
I
from
only
the
put it-
companies who owned the video.
But I didn't play their...
Companies...
I played it from someone else who uploaded it.
Yes, and they're
And
only
it was-
allowed
and they
up, and all
clearly
the
had-
advertisements and everything is taken from it.
Oh, yeah.
This is the entire thing, like, YouTube's really weird when it comes to this sort of stuff with copyright.
I just
Especially if live streams.
I realized that earlier
Well.
when I was streaming, there was a little spider that I saw on my leg, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, buddy." I just
No,
let him
it's-
kind of like walk off. Just realized I went to the bathroom and I probably killed him.
Oh, poor spider. Well, I might as well
I
end the
hope he's
broadcast
okay.
since it's...
No,
Yes.
I hope that Spibber is okay. I haven't seen him. He
Yeah.
was on my leg, and I was like, okay. Well, he was on my hand originally, and I put him on my leg. I was like, okay, Spibber, here you go. There are no poisonous spiders here in Guernsey, so I don't have to worry about that kind of shit. So you would be friends with all. Well, I would hope you're friends with all spiders. If you're not friends with the spiders, I got things to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not because they're all fucking poisonous.
No, well, they're
And I work with my
Venomous.
hands.
venomous. To be fair, but
And
there's
they
no
will
venomous...
make my blood turn to oil.
But there's no
Okay.
venomous spiders on this entire island. They don't exist
So,
here.
I wanna
So if I
check-
find little Spibber, he's gonna kill things that I don't like
Oh.
flies. And I want him to kill those things because I hate flies